Welcome to Myth or Reality Stories. Is this story a myth and untrue, or a reality and totally true? You decide.
In a small, dimly lit apartment in New Haven, two college roommates, Sarah and Jenna, unpacked their belongings. Among their gifts was a decrepit doll, a Raggedy Ann that had seen better days. Its frayed hair and faded dress lent it an eerie charm, and it felt strangely alive in their hands. "Isn't she cute?" Jenna said, holding the doll up to the light. Sarah shuddered. "Cute? More like a decrepit cadaver." But Jenna was already smitten. "Let's name her Annabelle." As days passed, odd occurrences began to plague the apartment. It started with small things, books rearranging themselves, doors creaking open, and a chilling draft that seemed to follow Sarah. One evening, Sarah found a handwritten note on the kitchen table, the scrawl shaky. "Help me." "Jenna!" Sarah yelled, panic rising. "Did you leave this?" Jenna shook her head. "No, that's strange." As weeks went by, the disturbances escalated. The doll, once amusing, now felt sinister. Each morning, it would be found in different positions, sometimes facing the wall, as if it had been thrown in anger. The atmosphere thickened with dread. One night, Jenna noticed something glimmering on the floor. It was a small, rusted key. "What do you think this belongs to?" she mused. "Maybe it opens a door to hell," Sarah joked, trying to lighten the mood. But their laughter faded when they heard a soft giggle echoing through the dark room. A child's laugh, haunting and hollow. "Did you hear that?" Jenna whispered, eyes wide with fear. "Yeah," Sarah replied, heart racing. "Let's check the living room." They crept down the hall, the floorboards creaking. As they entered the living room, they found Annabelle sitting upright on the couch, her button eyes glinting with malice. "Okay, this isn't funny," Sarah shouted. "Who's doing this?" Suddenly the lights flickered, plunging them into darkness. The chilling laugh echoed again, closer now. Panic set in, and they rushed back to their room, slamming the door. "Maybe we should get rid of the doll," Jenna suggested, trembling. "It's not normal." "Agreed," Sarah said. "I'll throw it out tomorrow." But before she could act, another note appeared on the bed. "I don't want to go." That night, they barely slept, haunted by whispers. The next morning, they found the doll in the center of their bed, its head twisted unnaturally. Jenna's scream filled the apartment, and they decided to consult a psychic medium. The medium arrived, her aura heavy with foreboding. "This doll is not what it seems. It's possessed by a spirit, yes, but not one of innocence. It's a conduit for something darker, a demon." "What do we do?" Jenna asked, voice shaking. "You must cleanse the space, but be warned, it won't go easily." That night, as they performed the cleansing ritual, the atmosphere crackled with tension. Shadows danced along the walls, and the temperature dropped. Annabelle seemed to writhe, her smile transforming into a grotesque sneer. Suddenly, the lights exploded, showering them with glass. A cold hand grasped Sarah's wrist, pulling her toward the doll. She screamed, fighting against the invisible force. Jenna rushed to her side, but it felt like wading through thick mud, impossible and suffocating. In a desperate move, Jenna grabbed the rusted key and plunged it into the doll's heart. The room erupted in screams and laughter, the sound of decrepit depravity filling the air. Annabelle twisted, contorting like a marionette severed from its strings. Then silence. The doll lay lifeless, a mere shell of its former self. The atmosphere lightened, but the scars of their encounter lingered. They gathered their things, determined to leave the cursed apartment behind. Years later, the doll found its way to the Warren Occult Museum. Encased in glass with a warning sign, "Positively do not open." Visitors gawked at Annabelle, unaware of the chilling truth within, the lingering echo of a decrepit doll that had once unleashed unspeakable horrors.
This story is a reality and totally true. Please subscribe, or else.